Alawan to to be rating to the Zorgan Jerry clips. Let me read the title Graham Hancock's Theory About Ancient Civilization. As you can see, the guest here is Graham Hancock. He is a British writer and journalist. Let's hear him talk about ancient civilization. It's an interesting topic, so let's watch the video.
Well, I think people can develop these patterns of behavior that are destructive with anything, whether it's with alcohol or cannabis or
Yes.
sex or anything. People get in ruts,
Yeah.
and it doesn't mean that the cannabis is bad. It means that you are on a bad mental path.
Yes, exactly.
And I mean, I'm not encouraging it for
Yeah,
everybody
true.
because some people it genuinely biologically doesn't jive with them.
Yeah.
You
But
know.
the fundamental thing is we as adult human beings need to take responsibility for our own lives and our own decisions.
Yeah.
And we need not
True.
hand that responsibility over to governmental institutions,
Yeah, the government should not control us. We should control ourselves.
especially when it concerns something as intimate and personal as our consciousness. And my view is the ancient world had the right attitude to this kind of thing,
Yeah.
and the modern world does not, and that we can sit down and learn a lot from the ancient world. A lot of people ask me, Hancock, you've been arguing that there's been a lost civilization in the human story, but what sort of civilization do you think it was? Well, one of the things I think is it was a civilization that used psychedelics. I think it was a civilization that emerged from shamanism, but did not stay at the hunter-gatherer stage, but that took the essence of shamanism and integrated it into a very different kind of civilization from our own, which pursued things in different ways. A lot of archaeologists have said to me, but we don't find any plastic bottles from the Ice Age. That means there was no advanced civilization
That's
during the
not
Ice
true.
Age. Well, hang on. Maybe an advanced civilization might have decided never to get involved in plastic in the first place. Maybe there would have been a
Yeah,
clear
that
choice
makes
not
sense.
to make plastic. Maybe they did things in completely different ways. Maybe they cultivated powers of the human mind that we dismiss and regard as completely unimportant. Woo-woo.
Yeah, this is the thoughts about Egypt, correct?
It's about Egypt
Yeah.
and about other things. I mean, the specific example I give is above the King's Chamber in the Great Pyramid are 5 further chambers. And these chambers are roofed and floored with granite beams that weigh about 70 tons each. And there are
That's actually pretty insane.
hundreds of them. And these 70-ton granite beams, which to put in context, a 70-ton beam is equivalent in weight to 35 large SUVs. These 70-ton granite beams have been elevated to a height of more than 350 feet above the ground and carefully and precisely placed in position.
I kind of want to see how they did that.
It is very hard for archaeologists to explain how that was done using purely leverage and mechanical advantage. You can say, perhaps they built a ramp and hauled the stones up the ramp. But then you have to confront basic laws of physics. You can't haul a stone weighing tens of tons up a slope that exceeds 10 degrees. Then you start doing the calculation. How long a ramp do I need with a 10-degree slope to get to 350 feet above the ground? And the answer is you need a fucking long ramp, which should still be there, because it couldn't have been a sand ramp. It would have collapsed under the weight of those stones. It had to be as massive as the pyramid itself. So this begins to seem like an absurd idea, the idea that is foisted on us by archaeology. Maybe the idea that they regard as absurd, namely that psychic powers were cultivated by ancient civilizations, that they could use powers of the human mind that we have allowed to lapse, maybe that idea deserves further consideration. We have gone down a path of leverage and mechanical advantage. We're used to relying on machines, but we hear anecdotal reports of people who have telekinetic powers, who can move things with their minds, of people who have telepathic powers. And our automatic reaction is to just dismiss all of that because science says it's impossible.
This might be possible in the ancient world too.
Because science regards consciousness as local to the brain and doesn't see how it can exert itself outside of that. But maybe we should open up to those possibilities, that we're dealing with a very different kind of culture that used techniques that we have allowed to lapse. And maybe we could wake those techniques up again. Maybe the ability of human beings to do almost superhuman things is resident within all of us, but sleeping.
Well, it's pure speculation that they use some sort of a telekinetic power, but it's
Pure
absolute.
speculation.
But it's absolute that they did something that we don't understand. And
Yeah.
if you think about
They
the
did something.
distance between us and the construction, just the modern accepted construction dates of the Great Pyramid, it's more than 5,000 years ago, or close to 5,000 years ago.
Great Pyramid is supposed to be about 4,500
Yeah.
years old, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really old.
It's incredibly
It's like
old, yeah.
To,
yeah.
to think that someone back then could do something that would perplex us today
Yeah.
with modern machinery,
Yeah.
and that somehow or another they figured this out. It's almost like what they had done was leave behind something that was so stupendous, so monstrously impressive that it would transcend time.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
you would have to look at it even thousands and thousands of years later and say, hey, like this defies
Yes.
conventional explanation. This is not a simple, and
It's very, very strange.
I've seen some of the conventional explanations of the construction of the pyramid, and they conveniently neglect those chambers above the king's chamber.
They do.
They
But-
conveniently neglect a lot of those massive stones.
Yeah.
And it's because it's one of those things you just go, oh, I don't know. What is this, Jamie?
There are the chambers
is,
above
yeah.
above the king's chambers, and each one of those floors is consists of a row of 70-ton granite
Damn.
blocks
Amazing.
that have been raised 350 feet above the ground, and not only that, but brought from Aswan in the south of Egypt, 500 kilometers south of the Great Pyramid. So
If there's any time in history where you could go
That's very impressive.
in a time machine and go back and observe, would that be the time?
I am just completely fascinated by the Ice Age.
The Ice Age.
Ice,
moment.
yes.
If you had
Okay.
one shot to go back and see what it was like in some place,
Okay.
you wouldn't go to the construction of the Great Pyramids?
I think right now where I'd go is 12,800 years ago in the beginning of the Younger Dryas.
Just to see.
Because I think that's where the whole human story changes. I think that's where we change tracks from one path to another path. And following those cataclysmic events of the Younger Dryas between 12,800 and 11,600 years ago, following those, the signs of civilization that we see emerging are not the beginnings of civilization. They're a restarting of civilization that had existed before the cataclysm. And for that reason, I would like to be present during that cataclysmic event, if only to satisfy myself that it was indeed a comet. You see, the one thing there's no dispute about anymore is that the Younger Dryas was a cataclysm. You can't argue about that. The megafauna that die off, the disruption of human activity that takes place at that time, the huge climate changes. This was a cataclysm by any standards. Where the argument still goes on is what caused the cataclysm. I vote strongly for comet, multiple fragments of a comet hitting the North American ice cap and hitting Greenland as well. But there are other researchers in the field, like my colleague Robert Schoch, who thinks that the sun is more involved. This is healthy. This is very, very
The
healthy.
sun.
That we should be approaching this problem from many different perspectives and trying to figure out what the fuck caused this extraordinary event that occurs at a pivotal moment in the human story. The end of the Stone Age, the beginning of the Mesolithic, the end of the Ice Age, the beginning of the current age of the Earth. And suddenly we see these signs of civilization appearing, and in places like Göbekli Tepe, those signs already include highly sophisticated knowledge. And that's why I feel we really need to investigate the Amazon. There are three
The
places in
Amazon.
the world which are really lacking in the investigation right now.
What's that?
One of them is the Amazon, 5.5
Okay.
million square kilometers, very little archaeology done. Another is the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert, tough
Desert.
place to work. I can understand why there's little archaeology done there, but the Sahara Desert was green during the Ice Age. It had a completely different climate regime.
Really?
We should consider the possibility that missing parts of the human story are there. And then under the continental shelves, because sea level rose 400 feet. These are three domains that archaeology has largely not investigated, and it has
Why is
largely not
that?
done so. They say, well, why would we spend the money on marine archaeology? Much better to
Okay.
spend it on looking for shipwrecks rather than looking for signs of a lost civilization, because we archaeologists know there was no lost civilization. So that's
So they completely dismiss.
the argument for the resources there, and the same with the Amazon, and the same with the Sahara Desert. Very places in the world that those amongst us who are charged with the responsibility of interpreting the past have not looked at are the very places we should be looking at.
Okay, it was a really good video, and we should be looking into that stuff more frequently. I guess it is all in the hands of archaeology, but that's very interesting that pyramid exists about 4,500 years ago. these bass trends. So let me know down in the comments what other songs or video would you like me to react to next. Literally any song or video you want, request me in the comment section below. I'll react to it within few days or in the same day maybe. If you want to check out my recommended equipment used in the video, check out the affiliate links below, which can get a small recommendation but no extra cost you. Also don't hesitate to comment what you thought about this video. Okay, I'm gonna end the video there. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, get more subscriber. Hit that bell notification so you won't miss any uploads and you get notified every time I upload a new video. Like the video to help out YouTube to recommend this video to many people around the world and share this video with your friends, family and relatives. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a wonderful day. Alright, I will see you in the next video. Alright, bye bye.